Greetings, comrades. It's Workers Wednesday. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Welcome back to Workers of Resources. Our track builder, our tunnel boring machine, in fact, is coming out of the tunnel just now. We're just gonna get back up here. I'm gonna cheat this thing back over to its rightful place. But we have tunneled the metro. It's tunneled all the way under here. You remember when we made this, right? It comes through here. It has tunneled all the way over here. It's almost done with this tunneling, and then it can begin this final stretch over to this side, where it will then gloriously, I guess there is a little bit left here, isn't there? It will then gloriously come up above ground into here, and we will finally have this metro line connected to this first station. And regular track builders can take it all the way over to here, and then we'll need the tunnel boring machine again. But there's a lot left to go with that, man. It has taken a while. Real quick check. I've had a couple of patches since the last video, and I wanted to double check and make sure that these things are still 10. Yes, they are. Okay. I don't have to change them. Very good. Okay, so we should see all the waste has been brought out of there. Fantastic. This is still filling up, though, and I got to figure out why that is. Did you guys just have your machines? The machines just got fixed. That explains a lot, but it doesn't explain why this is done. Oh, this needs maintenance, too. Maybe this one had its machines? That's interesting. You would think that if this was having its machines done, that this would be full, but I don't know. Maybe not. Doesn't matter. In any case, I've got maybe a slightly less eventful episode for you today. I wish I had more exciting things. I mean, I'm just going to be casually adding people to Charlevans North. Not that exciting, right? So we're going to get multiple neighborhoods going here today, hopefully. So this road depot all the way over here is going to be receiving a bunch of buses. I got these white buses. They're all coming in here. Now, they have to go get fuel before they finally rest here because, the dev didn't think that road depots needed to have that. What's going on here? A flat burn down. They're just not getting to these repair projects are just never getting done. A lot of these houses continue to burn down because they have, maybe 85%, 76% or something wear and tear, and they're not, reconstruction just simply isn't happening. So they burn down, and then I have to tell the demo crews to come out and clean it up, and then they have to do this. So Zernovsky is, I would say it's maybe a 70% success, right? For me, I think I've demonstrated that it can work, but it's absolutely not working as well as the high density, put everybody in a small space, public transportation stuff that, these planned economies were based around. So, I understand that. I still have comments on older videos telling me, why am I doing it this way? And it's I thought I was, ad nauseum clear as to why. But, I can only speak the words. I can't make you hear them, I guess. So, anyway, I'm going to see about getting a couple people living in this building today. I'm hoping that we'll get a bunch of cars delivered into here too. We do have cars being delivered to the car dealer, so there are cars ready to sell. We simply need people working here to sell them. So I'm going to turn that on now and allow people to work in this building, begin to sell cars. That's what I want to do. I want to begin to sell cars. So you have lots of cars sitting there ready to go, and the train is, of course, bringing them over here. There we go. We have a couple of cars left in this area here too, and then we should see probably the truck that's carrying the cars is on this highway at some point over here. Maybe they're on their way back over there now, but all that's being taken care of. And since we have a stable food supply over in Warstock, I think now is the time we can turn this on, because we're going to be able to bring that additional food into this system, but we're going to be doing so through this, and it seems we're almost done with these tracks. It's there's just the electronics left to go, and then these trains are done. And once that's completed, I can then add this to a train network for train distribution offices to bring that over here. Now, speaking of train distribution, I'm kind of thinking I need an office over here. I'm thinking I need really two things with trains over here, and I can't believe they're not done with these buildings yet. Did we just not have workers or what? Are you not auto-searching? Maybe you're not auto-searching that. No, you are. I don't know. I would have thought these things would be done by now. They pretty much completed all the parking lots first. How very American of you. But you didn't complete the building, okay? So I got to get that work done. But yeah, I think a passenger train station over here somewhere is probably a good idea too. And I'm thinking of using, right, the same intersection, treat everything as the same intersection kind of thing. I was thinking about doing that. There's also a chance to just do it here as well. Just have this kind of real quick come off of this intersection and come out like this. And then have a train station right here that kind of just pulls in. And then all of these guys could walk to that train. And then that train could take them around this track over to where the bauxite is. It could also just kind of take them around, right, which is a little bit of a long trek, but it gets them on the path necessary to whip in here and potentially drop them off in here, or not there, but in here, right, into this large train station. So, like, if I want to have some people over here take a train all the way over to Warstock and vice versa, that should be possible, right? Because we have train tracks all the way out that way. It should be possible. The issue at the moment, and it's fully connected. It's just not a very efficient route, but it is fully connected because of how I make the train network, and that trains can go anywhere and any way they want. So the train would be able to come straight through here, and instead of going out like this, because this is where cargo goes, they could just continue, take this little intersection right here, come in through here, and then they turn here, and then they're in like that, and then they can go out this way, and then, you know, whip themselves around if they want to go back the other direction or whatever, right? So they have the ability to go and do anything they want because of that design. But it does lead to trains kind of getting caught up and having to wait, like over here, right? We frequently have trains waiting here. And so I've been making modifications to these guys' routes too, in anticipation for switching to electric as well. We can't quite do that yet, but for the most part, a lot of these routes technically I think could do it. But I want to make sure I have like rock solid, because if I have any of these trains, I swap out their route for an electric train, and there's even a tiny sliver of track that can't be, I now have a train that I can't control H home, stuck going the wrong way on a track to try to get out. It's going to be a huge pain in the ass. So I want to make absolutely certain that trains can completely do their routes electric before I even touch that stuff. And in case you're curious on how far we are along on that, I have been periodically doing that, but I primarily am having them focus on the new rails. But now that there's not a whole lot of new rail to do, I mean, of course, there's, you know, this area here, but now this office is taking care of that. This office will take care of all of this stuff, right? And so I've switched them to kind of electrifying existing tracks. I kind of go on and off. I say I want to, you know, make new track and then modify existing track, make new track, modify existing track, etc. And so if I go over to here, anything that's green is not electric. So this area here, not electric, right? And this is going through passenger areas, right? So again, not electric here yet. But if you get over into this area, you start to get, you know, that's red because it's a metro. But if you get over here, this is all electric, except for that little crossing in the middle, which I don't think is really all that important. It's mostly for track builders. All of this, right? All of this is electric already, which is a great deal, right? But then that's not. So there's like certain areas that just need updated yet, and it's a slow process because you have to do it little tiny segments at a time, and I have to do that on a live track where all these other trains are trying to go and move around, especially trains that are not, you know, they're not very flexible in their route. Trains like, and you can see how much are electrified here. So anything that's red is electric, or at least, you know, set up as electric track. But green is not. So there's a lot of like little miscellaneous things in this intersection that still need done. So in case you're like, why isn't he going electric? Well, I am. It's just this shit takes time. Okay, that's it. I mean, I think a lot of people who don't play this game underestimate just how much time, like actual time in your life, it takes to do a project like this. I mean, we've been working on this for a year, and I have maybe, I would say I have somewhere along the vicinity of maybe 400 to 500-ish hours just in this save alone, I would say, like playtime. It's exhaustive. Like there's a lot going on here. Coal mine's on fire. Great. I mean, the fires are insane as well. We're just getting tons of fires, and you know, I think it's obviously it's the realistic, the difficulty setting, etc., is giving us a lot of fires. But yeah. Anyway, so I think we're starting to get cars delivered. Here we go. Got cars being delivered here again. We got people getting their cars sold to them. We're gonna start having a lot of vehicles zipping around here, going to various different parking lots. It's gonna be very exciting to see this traffic system here at night. and having a whole bunch of lights going all over the place, but not stopping, right? Not having these intersections like Zernovsky has where there's, you know, every once in a while they're at a stoplight. It's not that big of a deal. They'll all move in a wave, right? Everyone moves in a wave. That's kind of how stoplight traffic works. We also have some road construction stuff happening over here now with gravel being pushed out this way now that we're kind of finalized in our positions of buildings. So we're kind of moving out here to have this area gravel. I'm okay with this being dirt still, but gravel up to at least here for the buses, and then also gravel into here for a parking lot, which will then allow people to walk. And I'm not going to bother paving this. It's super short. Allow people to walk. That's not what I wanted to do. I had a skip in my frame rate that caused me not to click where I wanted to click. Just a little tiny short little path right there. So they park here and they walk in and they can work at this heating plant. This heating plant is working quite well. Because we have heat now and everything is good that way, I can, of course, turn on buildings. We have the forklifts doing things as they should for this store now. So, ooh, hang on. We do have an electric problem here. Okay, I was about ready to hit that button too. I was like, bam. No, not yet. There's still flickering lights. So let's see what's going on with that. You have power. You should be getting power from a consistent source though, like a lot of consistent sources. Yeah, you should have that. It says buildings without power supply. What? Oh, did I not connect this? Oh, bonkers. I didn't connect this one. See, we got to double check these things. So let's give this a shot here. So obviously we have this one that's not even built yet. That's probably, well, this is why none of these they're all built but not connected yet. So never mind. We're not ready to connect this area yet. I thought I would be. Okay, so we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these things not connected at all to power yet. That's a problem. Also, these guys, I just realized they probably don't have drinking water. Maybe they do. Yeah, they're getting it from there, but that is getting drinking water. Where are you getting it from? Just realize that you're probably not getting it from a source that has it. Yeah. So this is another issue as well. They have this is one building, but I think they're getting their drinking water delivered to them with a truck, right? And so I have to have this area operational before I can put this area, because this area is going to be working in the water treatment plant. Of course, we need chemicals to be delivered here consistently. But for that, I want this area operational so I can bring those chemicals in with a train. And this track is done. So with that track done and there being a crossing here, I can now work with this. So I want another train. And I'm pretty sure this train can work fully electric, which is I'm really hoping it does. I think the whole track all the way out to there should be electrified, indeed. So all of this, yes, except for that little crossing there for the track builders, and that's no big deal. So this entire setup is electrified. So I can get an electric train, and what I'd like them to do is just to go back and forth bringing chemicals. I want them to grab chemicals from here, bring them over, and obviously we're going to have an actual distribution office at some point here pretty soon to do this too. But I don't have any more connections with this one. And this is the big one I need connections for in order to do this. I'm out of connections here. And I've gone through this 100 times. There's just no connection here that I can afford to drop. They're all very vital connections that I have to have in there. So we're gonna just have to have another distribution office. So let's think about where that is, because maybe I don't need the electric train dedicated to that. A distribution office would be better for me. So I'm thinking maybe I could stick it right here. I don't think it'll fit there, but a smaller one could go here. We could then hook it up to this train track right here so that it kind of, comes into a four-way intersection, but this direction is only the track, only the distribution office. But, I mean, that's a little bit... Oh, look at this. This is done now. Nice. I didn't even notice these things were completing, but they are. Cool. I'm just going to let them all build. I need this very soon. In fact, I'd like this to be a higher priority, please. Let's just get everybody on that. Like, I need that to be a high priority. So I have another place to put this hazardous waste. I need to be able to dump that in and it's significantly away from people, which is important. Okay, so we're going to need another train distribution office for this, clearly. I think this is probably a good idea. I need somewhere that is going to be kind of centrally located to all the new resources that the other one doesn't deal with. So our producers, right? You want your train distribution office to be near producers, or at least at the very least, you want it to be near areas where it will start its delivery route. It's usually the best way to go about it. And so this one's like right in the center here because it has access to all of these resources to pick them up and take them places. And then this one over here is close to the gravel over here, the concrete, the cement, or whatever. It has access to the coal, and it's also close to the field over here where it picks things up too. So where would our next one be? I think we set up a little kind of rail yard right here between these two mountains. I don't really have anything planned for this area, but this area is kind of well, it was going to be very much in the heart and center of all the resources it needs, right? We're going to have its delivery. If we're sending deliveries for, cement, it would be right there. It would be picking it up way over there, but at least it would be ending its route here and then coming back. So there is that, at least a little bit there. Gravel is being made here, processed here, etc. So there's that as well. We have food that's not that far away. So this office would go pick up the food from here. It's not that far away. We could also have this office deal with nuclear if we wanted to as well. So instead of having a dedicated train just hauling the uranium through there, we could have an office dealing with that. And then that office would also be able to pick up this stuff and deal with it, bringing it into nuclear as well. We're also going to have another coal operation over here. We're going to have another steel operation over here. And then, of course, the bauxite as well. And so this office could handle all of those things from a somewhat central location that I wasn't really planning on using anyway. So maybe we'll take a look at this one. If I extend the map out this way, you can see where we're looking right here, right? So we're between these two mountains here. And if I take a look at what kind of materials are in this area, this office really doesn't get in the way of anything. It's close to some resources. There's iron right there, which is why we're going to have a steel operation on this side. We're going to get our coal from here and our iron from here and have steel going on right here. But, and then you have coal in both this side and this side as well. This coal will provide the heat for this little town we're going to have here. And then, of course, this office could provide for this office. And there's meat and stuff that we're going to have over here by near Warstock, right? So this train maybe could engage with that too. And then maybe we could have this train also do deliveries out towards that western border area. So I think this is kind of a good place for it. It's not really getting in the way of anything is where I'm going with this. And so, uranium. Ooh, there's any more uranium over here. Where's this? There's more uranium over here. I didn't know that. So bauxite miners / uranium. Not bad. We could also have kind of like a side project for uranium where we create UF6 maybe over in this area, but it's really made with the intention to sell it. And so we're bringing it to the port. There'd be a port right here too. And hey, look, trains bringing things to this port. So I think it could work out really well. So where would the train track go? Well, conveniently enough, we have a 3-point intersection here. We could then go ahead and come off of this and make this a 4-way. Like we've been doing before. This 4-way could then take it around this little bend here and connect over here. As long as we make this an all one intersection, it should be fine. So all these little connection points kind of doing this, we'll have these trains maybe go out like that and like that, or at the very least connecting here. But we would probably want it to connect somewhere else. Maybe not getting in with cement. This is really just a drop off anyway. And then this over here is really also just kind of a drop off. We could maybe engage this as a pickup spot, but yeah, I don't think that'll really be necessary. Oh, this is a pickup spot. So I'm sorry. This is a drop off spot. This is a pickup spot. And so we would want to have access to this rail right here. And so I'm thinking as long as we can somehow make this all one intersection, it should work. So let's try this. We're going to go over to our general cargo. We're going to use train distribution offices. And now this has 2 spots for loading, unloading. There's multiple different ones here. And you can see that the surface area is the biggest on the vanilla one. So the one that comes with the game initially, before all these fancy updates, would be over here on this side. And the cool thing about a train distribution office is it also doesn't need workers. So it can be out in the middle of nowhere and it's still fine. And then if we take a look maybe over here, we have this surface area here is 522 meters. The station length is 206. This one's 155. So this is a longer station. It kind of looks more interesting and has a bit of a more rural look to it too, which I kind of appreciate for given where this is. I always thought the design of this one was a bit, well, I don't know, like it's got that big tower of a building right there, right? So I kind of felt like this worked better in a more urban environment. But if we use one of these, you get like this kind of rural, smaller sort of feel for it. And I like that. So I think we're going to go with one of these instead. And we can put this, it won't really matter exactly where we put it position-wise. Yeah, so how about this? How about we do it this way? Let's get the rail. See where the rail is going to have to go first. So we're going to take this rail, and it's not a lot of room here, but if we come off of, it's not really a true four-way intersection. Well, I guess it is from straight on. Yeah, this will have to curve over. So it's kind of straight on. So if you're coming from this way, you'll just need to get on one of these first, and then you come straight this way. So we'll go about like, let's say like this with it. It's basically straight. It's not, there's no curve to that at all. Right when I want to do something, man. It's always right when you're wanting to do something. That's when it gets you. All right, so this is supposedly also straight, so we'll do that. And it looks like, yeah, that works pretty well. You know, that kind of comes off of that. That's fine. And then this would go out that way. It's pretty straight from there. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of elevation problems. We're kind of like right on the edge of that. I guess there is a slight incline. There's a slight incline. Maybe we take that incline away. Maybe we come out about like this. You got to go straight at some point because you want to connect with this one, but I think we can start curving here is okay. Well, just a gentle curve in this direction should do it. Just so we don't have a huge elevation increase. So this is only going up by a meter. That's not a big deal. Yeah. And then from this direction, we would simply grab a hold of, you know, maybe this one here is fine. You know, there's a way to make this happen, I'm sure. So we'll just come over, let's say right here. And then we cross, there we go, kind of like this. Cross there. We don't want this to be too, it's nice and rounded. Yep, that's what we're looking for right there. And then you can come around and be, gonna have to be right on top of it. And then like that. Yeah. Okay. So that connects that direction. And then the rail will also do the same on this side. And we'll have it maybe come from here. We could maybe have that be a thing. That seems fine to me. And from there, oops, not that. From there all the way down to here. Don't know if that's really exact, so let's make sure that's exact. Oops, hang on now. Come on, frame rates. There you go. So something like that could be acceptable, I think. So we make that rail happen, and it works its way around. At this point, it's pretty good. It comes down in elevation slightly here. We could have it wrap this direction about here. A nice little curvy rail. I like curved rails. I mean, what's the point of a road if it doesn't have a little curve to it, you know? Straight roads are boring. We'll take this this path. So we might want this office to pick up gravel and take it to places. So we need to make sure that this rail right here is connected with this intersection. So we can go, I think, maybe like this off of the side here. Maybe about like that. And then same thing with this. It's this rail right here. So same thing with this side. We'd want this to go out. Ooh, that is not cooperating, is it? Let's bring it this way and see if we can't get this to connect somewhere. It just needs to be, is it this one? I think that's the right one, right? It's got to be the right track. There's a lot of tracks here. I think it's this track, but connecting in this area, I don't think so. I think it's here. It looks like it's here. Like that. So you would come through here and then out and bring and go that direction, right? And then, you know, you would maybe wind out that way a little bit. About that way. Don't need the elevation lines on anymore. And so that gets you hooked up to this. But the reason why we're curving out that way is because we also want to be able to get on this one and go that way. So I don't have to go through the gravel. And that allows us to go that direction. So we'd want that to connect as well. As long as everything, I have to reiterate this because a lot of people have a hard time with trains. And I have this really complicated train network that, yes, has stoppages, but it never comes to a complete halt because of a signal problem. Except for that one station. Anyway. And so the rule is, right, no matter how many rails you have coming in together, as long as the entire thing is a single intersection, you're not going to have any problems with trains. So we're going to come out this way, and looks like that's a little too... Yeah, it's a little bit too much. That's okay. We can try this way, because we're going to have this thing branching off different directions anyway. So why don't we try this? From here, you go out like this. All right, because you want to be able to come into the station as well, too. And you'll wrap around this way now. That's fine. Yeah, I like that. That works well. And then you'll come around as well, and then right there. All right, everything kind of flows from there. And then the final thing to do is we'll also have this kind of come out here. Nope, we want it from the other side. Yep, like this. And again, the whole thing is one intersection. Except for this. This is like my my waiting halfway sort of thing here. So we're going to have trains maybe waiting in this area. But there's plenty of room here for that to happen. I'm making more room for this to be a thing. And then we'll have you merge this way from there. Okay? So the signaling, how the signaling would work in this case, because you see everything's purple. It's all one project, which is probably tying up some of these trains that are trying to get in here too. So we would want to have signals here and here. All right. Everything would be about like, say, here and here. Be another signals. We'd have signals here, 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 and here. Okay. There you go. Now this whole thing is orange. We then have signals there and there. There's also now signals going to be here, 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 and here. And I think that takes care of everything. If we were to take a look at this during the daytime now, you would see that the intersection here is purple. Oh, there's actually a train here. I didn't even see you. So sneaky. Daytime is much better. We'll try to do this in the daytime. But you should see that this area is purple, which kind of denotes that it is all one area here. So if I go ahead and just submit this now, you'll see orange here, which is the good color for intersections, is to be orange. And this will most likely switch to orange when I'm done putting the signals on this side. It is purple because there are now, this intersection neighbors another intersection. Purple is generally not a color you want to see unless you know what you're doing. Unless you really know what you're doing and you're sure about it. Otherwise, you really don't want to see purple. Because it just means that your intersection neighbors directly another intersection. But if I put signals over here, that will take care of that problem. So if I go and do, well, let's get rid of this signal for a second. If I go and do something like this, we will now see this turns orange. And that signifies that this is a single intersection. All the trains moving through here all have their one spot that they're waiting on. And only one train is allowed in the intersection at a time. You don't want huge intersections, and that's what I would consider this one a huge intersection. But I also consider this area a low volume area, low traffic area. So I don't think it's going to be nearly as bad as a big intersection over there because there's generally not going to be more than like 2 trains in this area at a time, right? We have like a delivery for cement that happens like once a month, maybe. You know, the picking up gravel over here is going to be very minimal. Maybe passenger trains moving through here could be a thing, but the bulk of the traffic in this area is going to be coming from this office over here, so that's fine. Okay, so this area is right here, and we see that it's coming this way, and it's going to come around this way right here. So I'm going to say that our distribution office probably hits, I think, right about here. And there's only 3 connections, which is interesting. What does this one have? This one has 2. Okay, well, I mean, it's an improvement, I guess. So it's going to look more rural and be more functional. I can get behind that. Do I flip it like this? Is that going to mess it up? It's not really a modded asset or anything. Let's go about like this with it. I like it. So we'll have that there. So this rail now comes around, and we're going to do a couple of things with this rail. This rail is going to come around this way. Okay. And it's going to go like so. And this rail is going to come over like this way, and it's going to come like so. And of course, this entire rail system here is built by this rail construction office, not that one. This is not adding any more work to this. This office is focused on the metro, as well as upgrading existing rails and building in this singular area here out towards nuclear. But really, it doesn't need to worry about that because this stuff is going to take an insane amount of time to build. It's not going to be functional for quite some time, so I'm not really worried about it. So mostly upgrading existing rails, getting ready for electrification, our shift to electric trains. Let's maybe get some of these extra little points here out of here if I can. Any of these are extras? No? None of these are extras, huh? Not even those? Really? I guess those are intersection points. Yeah, okay. Wow. All right, cool. So all the extra stuff that doesn't need to be there is there. And then finally the signals go here and here. Okay. So that makes this orange and this can be blue. And then we'll probably have just like an extra set of signals there just to separate that. All right. So this now comes around and we're going to have this train track probably just come out. Let's say we can come out about like this with it. Again, I like the curviness of it. I think it's it adds some character. I like it. So it brings a little bit of curve to it here and then comes around. There we go. I like it. And then this will come around here. You know, I'm sure there was some reason to do it. We had a tree that had an exceptional root system. We just had to go around it. We didn't want to pull it. I don't know. And then there's this extra rail, which I'm really not sure what to do with. But with these signals here, we're going to have this come out like so. We'll just have it be like this is fine. And this is for trains, of course, that are bypassing this station and are not getting involved. Can I put this right up? Ooh, I can put that right up against that. The hitbox in this station is really, oh, I like that. Okay. I thought the other one has a really wide out hitbox. You can't go close to it. But this one here is much better. So that way I can do something like this instead then. Maybe like right here. Yeah. Like this. See, that right there is a little close. Yeah, that's a little close for me. So let's try this. Get rid of these. Get rid of these. And you know, this is a 200 something meter station. So if we're adhering to our, you know, our 150 rule, then this train station here is going to be, you know, more than enough. Our trains are going to be shorter than the station, so that's great. So I can probably put signals like right up against it instead because of knowing that. So we'll do this. It also means, though, that we could potentially have some longer trains on this. We have an opportunity to do longer trains because this is really, it's serving the rural area. It's not really something that's going to be serving this area in here all that much. I wouldn't think, aside from the chemicals, of course. Yeah, that was the whole point, is to get something to serve chemicals here, though. So I might be wrong on that. Yeah, I probably am wrong on that. All right, never mind. We're going to probably have chemicals be through here, so we'll adhere to the same rules. But it does mean, though, that if we are adhering to those rules, that we actually can have the signals right up against this because the trains will not be this long, so it's fine. So we'll have this go around the station like so. There we go. And it can be right up against this. That's super good. I like that. Be right up against this. Kind of make it look like it's part of the system. It's all one set of tracks, man. And then this comes over and connects back in there. So if you're going into the station, you go into the station. If you're not, you can go around. That's pretty good. I like it. Cool. And of course, all electric tracks. So we'll get our signals over here too, just to make sure. And we'll go like that. And over here, we'll go like that. All the signals are all in a row. So it really does look like it's all part of the same station. I like it. Again, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this extra connection. Maybe I'll have this be, I don't know, we'll just send it out this way. And it could be like the track that the chemicals spawn on or something, or maybe a nuclear train goes there. I really don't know. This could be a track that goes someplace that the other tracks don't, and so the train just spawns here to do that. I have no idea. Either way, there it is. So that takes care of that. We'll get all the extra bits, get those out of there, wherever all the little extra points are, so they can all have this as one project. I like it. Yep, these are all good. And then we'll have this be signal to separate that. We have intersections. Yeah, right here. So signal needs to be here and here. Okay, cool. And here and here. Excellent. Probably don't need this. You know, come to think of it, I probably don't need these signals. I'm gonna keep them. Yeah, I'll keep them. But we'll do this because it's an intersection, right? So now we want all these to be mixed. Just for the sake of the track builders that are gonna be building them, we want to make them the proper signals for them, so they don't get stuck. Like that. And then over here we'll do like that and like that. And one more set here. I know it's a pain in the ass, but you got to do it or they'll get stuck. You just have to assume every time you're working with trains in this game, just assume that the trains are absolute morons. All right? There's no common sense to them at all, and you have to tell them exactly what you want to the letter, or they will mess up. And that is just the way it is. All right, cool. So everything is set up there for a distribution office that can handle chemicals. So in the meantime, what we want here is this bus station is now done. Okay, with this bus stop done, here's what I want. Where's my buses? There was a point to mentioning this stuff in the beginning. Okay, I swear. All of these buses are going to be my chemical buses. All right, and I'm gonna get them over here too, and we're gonna start getting these guys to go to chemicals right now too. So we're gonna have 2 different routes. I think we'll probably have 6 buses per route because of the distance. But we're gonna have 2 different routes. I'm gonna start with this one, although this one's closer, and I can have people working there now. Delivering food here is tough though, man. Let's get it over here. We already have all the food and everything set up over here, so let's do it over here. So first stop is gonna be here. Now, yes, this is a train station, but buses can pick people up from train stations. So we're gonna work with that. So we're going to load workers here, okay, and we're gonna take them over to the bus stop, which is here. All right, there's that bus stop. Get off over there. It would be nice if I had another bus stop in here, but I don't think it's super necessary. We actually can drop them off at the subway later once it's done too, I think. We can also drop them off in specific buildings, but we're not going to bother with that. Now, do I put in a bus end station or no? I don't recall doing that, so I don't think so. At the gas station, but no end station. So they're not going to properly space themselves out unless I tell them to, you know, equal line spacing. But if I do that, then they'll also slow down below their minimum speed, and they're not likely to get repaired as well. I think the only end station is also over here, and I don't really want them doing that. So I'm going to have to introduce a end station later on. Maybe I'll do that. So you bring them here. I do want to see which direction you decide to go. And I have a feeling it's going to be this way. And I could put the bus stop or the end station maybe like right here. And that way you'll come this way, but then you'll deviate to the end station and then you'll go this direction. Of course, I think you'll probably take a different route if you're going into here, which is what you'll eventually be doing, is going in through here. Yeah, so yeah, end station's probably... Where's your turnaround here? Right here. Turnaround goes right there. So the end station would have to be maybe somewhere... Honestly, right here where the technical service office is not a bad spot for it. But I might be able to get a really small one over here or something. That might be what we do. We'll see. Anyway, this needs to go. That is literally your only job, is that route right there. Okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to have that route applied to all 6 of these buses. So everybody's got this route. And I'm just going to space you out a little bit at this time. Okay, so now we have large train station right there. I think probably also bringing buses and stuff into here is a good idea. But we need people to work there. So I think another bus needs to be doing this. So maybe I'll do 2 buses to that just to make sure. Or maybe one of the buses. It probably only needs 1. It's close enough, right? They come in from... Let's see. They come in from... And the reason this isn't like already known and I have to figure it out is because the entire system is designed to work with trains later. And then the water is actually set up. This is the wrong part of town. There it is. The water is set up to be walked to. So they won't need the buses there in the future. But I have this bus stop here just to, you know, reinforce that. But they will be able to walk there later. I think so anyway. They should be able to. Did I miss a walkway? I missed the bridge coming across here. Yeah, we can fix it. All I'd really have to do, I think, to fix this is to do something like this. Seems a little weird, but if I do that, and then I do this, I think that lets them walk there. No? It doesn't? Is it because it's dirt? You should be able to walk there. I disagree with this. I disagree. Like, you can walk across that. Well, yeah. Well, maybe if I go like this, maybe that'll do it. Maybe we go like here, and then there, and then there. I don't know. Whatever. Can you get there now? I thought you could. Yeah, you can get there now. I thought you could just, you know, walk the road without needing the actual dirt path, but apparently you need the dirt path. So if I get people living here, we'll have a steady source of water. All right, that's it. That's all I really need to do is get people living here. So why don't we go ahead and activate this building? And now that the rails are done, the rails are completely done now, we could start getting resources brought into here at this time. So am I certain that I can't? I know I've checked it 100 times. I'm going to try it again. And maybe I can just get rid of like some of these really lame ones, like the prefab panel ones, right? Maybe I get rid of these ones temporarily and have another office do that, you know, or the brick one. You know, I can move the brick one. So instead of coming over here and making sure this is a constant supply of brick, we just run out of brick over here. You know, it's not a huge issue to run out of brick here. We're not really building a lot. We do lots of repairs though, but I think we're doing a pretty good job of this stuff here. Is there anything else I can stop serving? I don't think so. I mean, I've looked through it a dozen times, I feel like at this point. Hundreds of times is what I said, right? I suppose we could always get rid of the border connection. It just means I won't be able to buy anything with this station anymore, which is kind of a big eek, you know, because I'm currently buying chemicals. The whole point of this is to get more chemicals made ourselves. I won't be able to buy aluminum, but we really use aluminium. This is actually spelled aluminum. We use this very sparingly anyway. The really big things are going to be these 2 things that we're still buying. But the hope was, right, that by getting more people into chemicals, we get more plastic, and then we have everything made faster and we don't need it anymore. So, and then we won't sell alcohol anymore. Man, you know, if I could just have 25 connections with this, it'd be so great. 25 connections would be wonderful, wouldn't it? All right, temporarily. I can't have it temporary. It has to be permanent. Okay, well, we can do temporarily. I think we can handle it. There are a lot of trucks here doing nothing. So what we'll do, since we have deliveries being brought into this area and we have a lot of resources to go here, I'm going to take this office and I'm just going to have them deliver it directly here. So they'll do that. That's just going to be the way it is for now. So we'll deliver all resources right here. And then this store also needs meat, and we have a meat truck right here that's going to do that. So we'll have you pick up the meat from here. Yep. And you will load from there, and you will go over here, and you will just wait till unloaded. Yeah. Wait till unloaded. So the meat truck will also go ahead and do its thing. So we're going to have at least a store over here is the whole goal, right? We need a store over here that everyone can shop from. And then we need a lot more food than we need everything else. So let's go, let's go 80. I think 80 is a good one to do here. 78. All right, we want 80, 10, and 10, right? 80, 10, and 10. Okay, there you go. Fine, and then 3 tons of meat. So we'll just have these trucks do it until I can get that other office figured out, until I can get more trains figured out. I still need more trains, you know, and like I have to be able to pick up from this area, pick up more food and get it out of here. This is where all of our food is made. Like the entire republic dies if this area ever falls. So maybe we put it over here. Distribution office could go here, right? I'm not really using this depot much anymore, and we certainly won't need this after we're done. But if I put the depot, if I put the train depot over here instead, then it could go in here, pick up its stuff, and then off it goes somewhere else to drop it off, right? It just adds more trains into this area, but I think it's going to have to happen. We're going to have another train distribution office, if nothing else for the connections. Like I can actually pull trains from this office and bring it over to this one. I don't need to add more trains to the line. I need more connections to deliver it from. And I think maybe we'll do this. So we can take a really small rail distribution, the smaller one here, right? We can get this one going. And I would say it does fit here as long as I hit the buttons. So we could do this, and then it goes out this way and in this way from both sides. Or maybe we cross the road. There's an intersection right here, and there's a whole lot of intersections right here. But we're going to treat all this as one, right? So, yeah, I think we treat all these intersections as one. So we go about like this with it. Yeah, let's do that. We'll go like right. Come on now. You were okay with it before. This is in range of power too. There we go. It doesn't look like it's that elevated. You can build that, and then if I just take... I know I'm not even going to concern myself with electrification. Yes, I am. Just do it electric. We want this to go out and connect to this rail, so it has to be just like right here would be fine. Right there. Connects to that rail, and then also connects to this rail that way. Yep, I believe that. Not this one, but that one. I just have to make sure that is the right one. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I'm pretty sure it can't be the wooden one. It's got to be that one. I think it's the right one. I'm gonna go ahead and build it and say it is. And this one will just give me the extra connections. I'm going to mostly focus on this office serving Charlemagne's North and adding all the Charlemagne's North connections that I can from this one. Okay. So this is just a video. I thought it was going to be an uneventful video. It turns out this video is all about distribution. Now there's a title. It's all about train distribution. All right. This building, it just completed. So this is time. We're going to go ahead and hit this. And we're going to let citizens live here now. And again, there's not a lot of water going on right now, but we want to inject water into the rest of the system. We need this. So this place needs to function. And you can see a lot of people walking over to get that done. Now, we do need chemicals in this building too. And I haven't gotten that done. So actually, real quick, let me make sure. Buildings without drinking water, of course. It's missing its own water supply. We need to get a chemical deliver here too, and I think maybe since there are no chemicals here, so I think maybe what's needed is a dedicated truck that picks up chemicals from a certain source. How about we pick up chemicals? Wow, chemicals really aren't being delivered here? I mean, they are, but not very fast. That's the whole point. We're getting more people to work in chemicals right now. I want to have a truck. I need a covered hull truck. Is there one in my depot over here? No. Oh, there's not. Crap. All right. I'm going to steal one from, I think, a distribution office because I really don't want to buy another one. There's an oil truck here. If only I could store that Only I could do that with that. So distribution office is right here. I mean, I guess I could just... Where's the nearest source of chemicals? Where do I pick that up? Right, I pick it up over here. There's some chemicals in here. There's always chemicals in here. That's so far away, though. Man, we just need... Waste is a big deal, dude. I need that operational, too. It's got to happen. So I got to launch everything very slowly. What about the truck that's already bringing it to here? Let's see what this truck is doing. This is done by a distribution office. Really? I didn't do a dedicated truck for chemicals there. Interesting. That distribution office, curious. Do you have any more connections to do it here too? Let's just go over here. So you seem to be doing an okay job of it. You got, it's almost full here. So this distribution office has 20. All right, so not that one, but there's this one here that does not have. Nope, not that. You do not have 20 connections. You have plenty of covered hull trucks, and it's not really they're not big. You need big trucks. Just buy it, right? Just buy it. Just get it done with. Just get it over with, Charlie. Just buy the damn thing. Find a place that's close so we can just direct it right away. So we'll buy. Give me covered hull. Give me maximum size covered hull. Right here. 95 and 5.1 tons of chemicals. We're gonna have. I'm going to get 2 of them because I know I'm going to need 2 of them eventually anyway. So we're going to grab 2 of them. They'll probably come out of here. No? Yes? Oh, no. It's not going to come. It's going to come over here. Yep. Right there. You there. By order of me, you are going to come over here and you're going to deliver chemicals. So what I want you to do, because we're bringing chemicals... your first delivery, though, right? Your first delivery is going to be here. We're going to pick up chemicals from here. This thing will replenish itself. So load chemicals from here and bring them to here. Okay? And then you're going to unload the chemicals there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come over to this little area right here. And I maybe could activate some chemicals on this side, but I'm going to do it here. We're going to take... I want you to pick up chemicals from this spot, and you're going to pick them up here. You're going to wait till loaded, actually, on that one, because there's 2 spots to park, right? Doesn't it disrupt the other one? Yeah. And then you will come over here, and you will wait until unloaded. Okay. Now, I will not keep this as wait till loaded permanently, but for now, yes. So that's what I want this truck to do right away, so that we can get chemicals delivered here, because we're clearly not doing a very good job of that right now. I don't think anything else in the area requires a delivery like that. The indoor pool is fine. I'm going to want to activate that so people can actually do things. Place of sports, 7, that's fine. Anything else that needs workers? The orphanage, another thing that needs it. But they also need temperatures too low? Temperatures too low in the orphanage? Oh. Wait. Huh? Oh, are you only heated by this one? You are, aren't you? Oh, shit. Forgot about that too. Okay. So that side over here is heated by an entirely different heating source. Forgot about that. I did. This was a mulligan. It was only supposed to be 1, but it needed to be 2, and the other one was supposed to be on that side. So anyway, we want to turn heating on this building as well, and then we just allow workers to come over here. That's a thing that can happen, and the bus stop will drop them off, and then they will choose. It will choose where they want to work based on that. Hopefully they will be able to do so. Man, they should really just walk there. They can't get there. Oh, you know what? This has to be like this. Now they can walk there, right? Tell me they can? Yes. Okay, now they can choose to walk to the other one. And there you go. Now they will walk to the other one. And we will have heating here. Yes? Maybe? Really? I just saw them walk in. Lies. Lies. Oh, you know what I don't even have over here is a way to dispose of the waste anyway. Yeah, this has a waste bin, but I didn't do the waste bin over here. So I still got to do that too. Yeah, we'll do the big ones because we can. And this will just be right here. And we'll make this a dirt road just to get it done quicker. It doesn't have to be anything big. There we go. And make that a high priority. And I'm just going to stick everybody on this so that it gets done faster. All right, cool. Okay, well, I mean, this is why we bring them in the springtime, right? We bring them in the summer. Things, you know, a period of time where we don't really need heaters. This is why we do it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and require loyalty of 68%, and then I'm going to turn on this orphanage as well. Done. And so now all the new orphans can come on in here, and we will be able to care for the children, okay? We get the orphan gang has another place to dwell, this time without any heat and without any clean drinking water. It's great. Oh, and also in the latest updates and stuff, they added that feature where you can actually see your citizens working. So this applies to road construction and building construction, basically everything. If there are workers on the site to a construction project, you'll be able to see workers actually doing things. In this case, you know, rolling the asphalt, I guess, like the actual roller was doing before. So I thought that was interesting. I've seen that a couple times now since the update to 1.0 happened. And yeah, just this extra thing that's kind of cool to see. Okay, so I don't know if it's really done yet. I don't think it is. So I'm kind of waiting for the chemical truck to do its thing still. But chemical truck needs to drop off chemicals to this building. And I'm just waiting for it. I got the other chemical truck told to start doing the same. They're going to be dropping off chemicals to this, though. The hazardous waste that's over here. And now we actually have that done now, looks like. So what we're going to do with this, right, is we are going to go out and get... Because the pollution in this area is actually really bad right now. If I take a look at my pollution monitor, it went off at me. I actually raised the criteria, but it's at 41% average pollution. You can see it's really bad here. And it's really bad here because the hazardous waste is sitting there. Now, this facility is really far away from where people live, and that's one of the reasons for doing it that way. However, over here, it's a different story. It's not that far away from where people live on this side. So this one here, we need to make sure that doesn't happen because otherwise a lot of people here are going to get sick, including basically everyone in the prison. So we're going to want to deal with this. So that's all of this is because the hazardous waste is full. So it's because there's nowhere to bring it. And I told these guys not to sell it at the border anymore because I was tired of paying the rates. I know. Nobody's getting sick from it, all right? But I'm getting massive pollution problems because I'm too cheap with my 84 million to go and pay the other borders and stuff to take my hazardous waste, okay? So what I want to do at this road cargo station, I need to add a connection source. And we're going to come over here and we're going to put this. Oh, there's no road connection. Helicopters are great, but that does also leave a little bit to be desired here. All right, so tell you what, why don't we just do a dirt road here real quick. Bring it off of this intersection. That's fine. Bring it all the way back and connect it like that. Okay? I would do it off of this road, but I don't think it matters much, so we're going to go like that. Okay, so real quick, once more, come back over here. This distribution office is now connected to this. And, of course, you are going to dump hazardous waste here. You can keep that full. It's fine. Okay, cool. So you should see the garbage trucks spring to life here. And all of them should be doing this. All of them should be grabbing hazardous waste. Yep, there they go. They're whipping around. There we go. Yeah. They're taking all the hazardous waste out of here, man. There we go. And that will greatly reduce the pollution in this area. Fantastic. So all these garbage trucks are going to take the highway and go ahead and do that. All right. Now, obviously, we're not going to be processing this just yet, but we can store up to 270 tons here. before it becomes a real serious issue. And we actually have everything in place to make this happen. So the waste treatment plant will export mixed waste over to here. So let's get our one-way connections for waste. So it goes that way and then that way. So the hazardous waste comes in, processes, gets kicked out to mixed waste, which is also being brought in by train later. That mixed waste then goes into this facility, which processes all of it. It's just a general waste separation. It will then kick out all the burnable stuff that way, while also kicking out anything that is not burnable into these bins. And these bins will hold metal, construction waste, plastic waste, etc. And then we will get another distribution office. This is a technical service office. Yeah, we'll get another distribution office over here anyway. And they will take anything that ends up in here, and they'll bring it over to this other one. And then these guys will take it the rest of the way. So I'm going to do this in multiple steps so I don't have trucks just going clear across the map like that. Okay, cool. So they'll take care of that. Please tell me. Yes, we have chemicals now. Good. Chemicals are here, which means everyone has water now. Yes? Do you all have water now? Let's see. Right here. I see it filling. Very good. We now have water. All right. Now people can stop complaining about not having water. You can see we have children in our care. That's fantastic, too. We are going to want to instill in them a plethora of propaganda. We're going to want to make sure that their preference for alcohol is reduced. We're going to get some anti-religious propaganda in here as well. Maybe a little bit less. Yeah, we'll hit the alcohol preference. Yeah, enthusiasm for sports is fine, but really just nail that propaganda in there so that we can get a lot of government loyalty out of that. And so the kiddos are getting cared for in this little area. We have this. That looks pretty good too. I think because we have water now, we can go in and probably get more people working there too. I want those buses right here. Bus, go. And of course, we're going to implement line spacing on these so that they are all spaced out. I think we'll go ahead and get another one right there. Yep. Go ahead and launch that bus and then line spacing enabled. Now, they're not likely... Yeah, they're not coming here yet. So we're going to want to... Number of workers go. And then we can now go ahead and turn that on. And from there, they'll walk across to get to here. All right? They'll be able to walk to the bus stop to get their to get the job. So you see a whole bunch of people now going over here for cars, sure. But they should be also coming over here to work. And you can see right there, we're now filling up a lot of workers here waiting for buses. Okay, excellent news, excellent news. So now we want all the buses. All of the buses go. Every bus go. Pick up all the workers and get them going. And then we will buy 6 additional buses. All of these. We want the 80. There's I think it's this one. 85. Yeah, this one. We will buy more buses. And we will get them running too. So because we don't have the train network fully established for this yet, we should do this. Now, we can also get a single passenger train into here too, because there is way more people in here than a bus can handle. So I want to get one of the passenger trains that are making their rounds over here to do that. And actually, maybe we should just go straight electric with this one, because this is all electric on its route, I think. I believe anyway. See, train distribution doesn't have to do with just resources, right? It has to do with people, distributing people too. So 352 people. Did I activate this is a big one. So 720 people. They just moved in now, like right now. How many people don't have an apartment? We still have 612 without a flat. Wow. Okay. All right, cool. Everybody's working here, right? Kindergarten is operational. Waste bins. Tell me we got waste. Yeah. You know what? We might need more garbage trucks. This is all burnable stuff, though. Might need more garbage trucks, though. Technical service office. Yeah, I'm going to get a couple more 12 215 garbage trucks. 12 215s. Let's get them to be the same color as well. Actually, it's this one. There's one big container one, but I think the small container one is what we want there. So let's get that. Indeed. And then I think your burnable waste, you could take it over here instead of going that far. That's further. So you can now take the burnable waste right over here, I think. So why don't we go Mixed waste. Yeah, here we go. Mixed waste. You will dump this mixed waste all over here. You'll dump it here. That works for me. And so all this ends up being burnt, mixed, and then we'll get workers over here at some point that can do that job too. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. Probably it can happen now if I just put a parking lot in here. That's the wonderful thing. There is a wonderful thing to personal cars too, okay? And that is that I don't have to think about how to get people to these locations. I just pop a parking lot here and people will just appear and they'll work here if they want to, right? So that's the thing we can do. And I don't know about the finality of all these roads and whether or not they're going to stay where they are. That's why they're still dirt. But I'm thinking if we add a parking lot right here, they can just choose which one of these buildings to go to, right? So I can put in a big parking lot with optimized traffic. Yeah, and we can put one of these like right here. I think is a good spot for it. So we just have to make sure we leave enough room for the power to get out, because when they're burning for power, right, we need that power to be distributed to somewhere. And so actually, why don't we do this real quick so it has somewhere to go. I want this. Oh, do we not have any more connections? Oh no, we're out of connections. I thought we had one more left. We could do this one over here though. Yeah, I could get it on this one, but that's not where I wanted it. Okay, also, I think because of that, I'm going to go under. I'm going to go underneath. We're going to go in like this instead. And then it goes like that. So we can distribute the power to the grid here. And that's great, too, because then the origin point for the power is only one movement to here instead of it being like 12 already. So that's great, too. So this power will definitely get used. So, yeah, we want to put double time on that, actually. That's something that we really got to get done. Zernovsky should be able to handle that without anybody else's help. So we'll get Zernovsky on that. Right now, I can't move my mouse. I think that was an autosave behind the window. Okay, and then we're going to go and get rid of a lot of these roads really quick and redraw them around the idea that there's going to be a parking lot right here. So one parking lot and maybe a bus stop and a parking lot. You know, that wouldn't be a bad deal. We could do both. I think we could do both. Kind of just depends, right? I could put the bus stop on this side. That's not bad. Bus stop on this side and big parking lot. One big parking lot with the optimized traffic to get maximum people in this. And we'll go right here with it, I think. Yeah, right here. No? Almost. Maybe. At some point. He'll let me do it, right? Right here? Gotta flatten it out, but that's fine. Okay, and then we just grab this and connect it. Whoops. Get rid of this walking path for a second. Connect you here. Yep. Get rid of that. And then walking path connections go like that. Around like that. And then you go here. Okay. That's pretty good. And then they'll be able to either, you know, they can drive here. Or they can... you know, get what they need there. So I'm going to go like this with this road. I'm going to make this gravel. Leave all this stuff dirt. Get the helicopters to help with this. And we'll honestly need that done and this done too, because we need a place for the ash to go anyway. So this all needs to get done now. Thankfully, these are done. Yeah, there we go. All right, so all of this stuff should be getting rocking and rolling here. Zernovsky's going to work on this. This is the high priority, though. Yep. And then I want them to also start working on this as well if they can get there. They can't get there yet because this road isn't connected, so we'll do that now. And we'll just get it connected on this side. It's fine. For now. I can always redraw it later. That's why I'd use the dirt roads, because I don't know if they're the final or not. I'm pretty sure this is going to be final. And since they've... I'm going to wait for them to deliver like up to 270 tons here and just kind of fill this up, and then I'll make the road. Because I really just needed away from over there. I just needed to get out of there. Hello, confused train. No doubt a track builder. Totally confused on where to go. I understand. There you go. You're hitting us from both sides, I think. Because this one's partially done and this one's partially done. So I think you're starting on this side too. This one's completely done. at least here. Still have this little bit here, and then it kind of kicks out here. They've been working on this for a while. This is a really difficult one to work on, though, because there's no crossroad. There's no cross track. So they haven't been able to get this one because there's no way to approach it from this side. So they had to get all of this completed to hit it from this direction. So that's kind of a bummer there, but all right. Did we get any further on the metro than when we started? Metro takes a long time. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Kind of 0% on the time. Oh, they're working on this one. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's still some work to do there, I would say. Just a little bit. 95% done. Yep. All right. Well, we'll let them work on that. It's fine. Really, the big thing is just to make sure that everybody who lives in Charlie Vince North right now has something to do. So there's 60 citizens. That's just a place of spirituality I don't care about. Culture is a little bit of a concern. They should have... Yeah, they don't have a place for culture, do they? They have the school. They walk around. Yeah, I did forget a culture building for that area. That happened. Fire station needs to be operational. We're going to just allow maximum workers in there. Oh, I need fire trucks in there. Yeah. And then, of course, the helicopter as well. Right. Okay, so fire trucks. We want an assortment. We want one that can get on the scene really quickly and help delay. And then we want ones that'll just come in with a whole bunch of workers. So let's go with a W50 fire trucks. We're going to go with the A21Fs. We'll get a couple of those. And then I am going to buy a helicopter as well. So we're going to do purchase helicopter cargo, I guess. 7 million. It's worth it. There's a lot of expensive buildings here. Brand new 7 million, 7.5 million, 7.7 million, whatever. Dollar helicopter. And then we now have a pretty consistent doctor staff in here for patients and everything. We have a pretty consistent staff in here now. So I don't exactly know how many helicopters I'm allowed to have. I thought it was 2. So what I'll do is I'll buy 2 more of these IMV 1600s, and then I'll hit this button twice. Good. So we now have 2 helicopters, and I believe they land on the top. One here and one here. And it's going to be so great to see that integrated. Finally, a purpose for a rooftop of these tall buildings. Man, oh man. Now, if we could just get solar panels on every single rooftop, huh? That's what we really need. In America especially would be great. I mean, there's a lot of solar panels and stuff that are getting installed in like green grassland areas. It's like, that's not the game, bro. All right? I get it. That land is cheaper. But what you really need is to occupy every rooftop and every parking lot. That's what we really need. All these parking lots that are wide open doing nothing. Cover this with solar panels, we're good to go. Right? We could have a really great infrastructure that way. All this localized power doesn't have to travel super long distances on lines, and much more stable grids that way too, man. Much more stable. All right. I think... Hi, everybody. Wow. There's an awful lot of helicopters in this area. You guys are really getting busy on this stuff. Thanks. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you for watching this video. What did we do today? Lots of distribution office work. Lots of distribution stuff. We are going to change one of the trains that are doing all these routes here. Let's find one of these trains. I think maybe this one. We're going to alter the route on this train, this motor car. 365? Can I get one that has a bigger capacity? 365 doesn't seem like one of the bigger ones. I guess it is the biggest one in this little area anyway. 250. Yeah. Okay, so the 365 train, instead of going here to Krasna and all this, right? I want you instead to come over to that right there. Can you turn around here? That is possible, right? Oh. That's how I pronounced it. I don't think you can turn around. That's not done yet. Yeah, you have to... You can turn around in this way. There's a turnaround here for the track builders, but there's no turnaround here. Yeah. So... I can't have you do that yet, unfortunately. I do want to alter your route, but... Tell you what I'll do instead is I'm going to get you into a depot, because I really don't want you I don't need this many trains out here. We're going to have this train hang out in the train depot, which you can't reach. Oh, the workplace is full. It probably is. Right? It's full of waste cars. There's a couple slots right here, but maybe it is just full. There's so many waste bins here, like, ugh. I mean, I can use them eventually, but no. Well, I mean, I want this train off the tracks so that I can reserve it. And I can verify. I'll double check, actually, offline. I'll double check and make sure that every single speck of track that it's going to use. I don't believe so. But every single speck of track that it's going to use all the way out that way and delivery and back is electric. And if it is, then I'll get an electric train here for this instead. And we'll have, well, we'll need to get another depot. I suppose that's what this is for, right? This is a train depot. We'll have all of our electric trains here because then it gets brought here and then it gets back on the track, electric track. But I probably want another depot at some point here. This is really intended and kind of designed and positioned for metro trains, so it's not really what I wanted for that. I'll take a look at it. That's it, though. That's good for this video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.